What the fuck is up, dudes? Seriously, this is nuts. We're getting crazy news. Um, Last night we got 9 new Marine Cess cards confirmed for Chaos Impact, really helping round out the archetype, making them look pretty spicy. And now, literally less than a day later, we have Hakai, a brand new archetype we've never seen before that's actually pretty spicy as well. Getting a whole slew of cards coming in Chaos Impact as well. I'm really liking Chaos Impact. We're getting like a bunch of support for older decks as well as like some really cool newer archetype support, which is awesome. So let's get into it. I don't want to spend too much time. We have Hakai. We'll start with Hakai Doji Ara. A level 3 fire fiend. So they're fiends, which is really cool. I love their designs. They're really like, I don't know. They're weird. They're super weird. They're like torture fiends. I don't know. Whatever. 1500, so fine stats. Both of its effects are hard once per turns each. You can target one card you control for cost, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn, except fiend monsters. Okay, so it does lock you into fiends, but I'm pretty sure we got some link monsters to really make it so you're just going up through them most of the time anyway, so not too bad. Destroys cards, which is really interesting. That definitely could have some synergy with other archetypes for sure. But yeah, that's pretty cool. And then if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect except by its own effect, so if you have 2 of them, like one on field, one in hand, you can't just pop the other one and get this. Special summon 1 Hakai monster from your hand or deck except for another copy of itself. Cool. I like that. And then the only other main deck the only other low level one is our level 3 guy here. We have Hakai Doji Rakia. A level 3 water fiend, so different attributes, which is pretty cool. I'm into that. 1500. This is reminding me of like Sky Strikers, how like you have the different attributes, all the same stats, but different effects. Let's see what this guy does. Quick effect. You can target one card you control, destroy it. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of this turn, except fiend monsters. Okay, so this is literally just quick effect to pop something to trigger something else. Which is interesting because you can do that on your opponent's turn. I'm not sure exactly what the best use for that will be, but we'll see. If this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, except by its own effect, you can special summon a HAKAI monster from your hand or deck, except for another copy of itself. So I do like that float. That's a really nice float. Like, so obviously it's part of your combos because you're going to use each other to pop each other to get extra specials, right? So that's pretty cool. But also the fact that can just come up even if you aren't able to extend that just dissuades your opponent from ever trying to out these monsters by destruction, which is pretty spicy, which I like that. So I'm liking the start. I'm liking the first 2 monsters. We're going to go into Hakaishi no Magatama, a level 8 Dark Fiend. So we're back to Dark Fiends, pretty standard. 0 attack, 3000 defense. Keep in mind, this does have a Kai in the name, so I believe this is special summonable straight off of their effects. Their effects don't have level restrictions or anything, so you can't just drop a 3000 booty on the board. The second and third effects are hard once per turn each. First effect says gains 300 attack for each Hakai card in your graveyard. It'd take you a while to get anything respectable. I guess there definitely could be situations where you can beat over stuff or just get extra damage off that. It's not bad. I mean, like, we'll see. Second effect says you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Immediately after this card resolves, link summon 1 Dark Link monster using only that opponent's monster and this card you control as the materials. Whoa. Any Dark Link monster too. That's another thing. So you could straight up like, well, it has to be 2. But like that's like Topologic Trisbana. I believe Topologic Bomber is possible options here. These are pretty interesting things. Anything dark is super interesting because there's a lot of dark Link monsters. But okay, I like this a lot. So you can just special them straight from deck, and if you're not turn 1, you can just take something with you. Wow, spicy. So if they don't have like a hard monster negate, you're just gonna take both of them into something. I like that a lot. Okay. But it is an effect, so it is negatable. It's not like Cyber Dragons. You can't just contact these away. It's not a mechanic. It's more so an actual activator effect, so it can be negated. Third effect says, if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one Hakai monster in your graveyard except for itself and special summon it. That's pretty solid because most of the time you're just going to be pulling this all out of the deck off of the other monsters, I'm assuming. So the fact that he specials from grave does not necessarily make it worse. You just recycle the ones you've already gone through, which is cool, which is fine. And he's at 3,000 wall. Worst case scenario, you just set up at 3,000 wall. I like that a lot. So first 3 monsters, really, really good. I'll go into Hakaishin Ragia, level 2 Dark Fiend, cool. Dark Link monster, of course. It's 1800 attack. I love Link 2s that have decent stat lines. 1800 solid. Pointing up and down. Takes any 2 monsters, including a Hakaishin monster. So this says Hakaishin specifically. Does that mean we cannot use these guys because these are just regular Hakai monsters? Or Hakai monsters, sorry. This guy is a Hakaishin, so does that mean I can't use the small ones? You have to go the small ones into him and then you can get into your Link shenanigans? That might be the case. That might make this a bad going first deck, in all honesty. But he has 2 effects, and they're both hard once returns. During your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can target one's face-up special summon monster your opponent controls. Immediately after this effect resolves, Link summon 1 Dark Link monster using that opponent's monster and this card you control as materials. Okay, so that's pretty dirty. That's a straight-up disruption. If they special summon any monster, you can just pull it in with him. You just fucking absorb it into this black hole and link it away. Which is pretty spicy. For a Dark Link's monster, again, using just those 2 monsters. Pretty spicy. Then also, if this card on the field is destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can target 1 Fiend monster in your graveyard except Ragia and add it to your hand. I don't know, is Avermax a dark monster? If your opponent makes like a Link 2, you may be able to just use this and that Link 2 to go straight into like an Avermax. So not only is it a disruption, but it's a disruption that puts you right into a really tough monster to get off the board. Also, if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, target a Fiend in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So it doesn't special, but it does add it to your hand, which is fine. I'm totally down for that. And we have a Link 3. I like this guy's design a lot. This guy, I love his design. Hakaishin Arba, 2400 attack, so a little bigger. Pointing up and then down, right, down, left. The summon Sork arrows included, takes 2 monsters, including a Hakaishin monster again. So you're usually going up into him off of the Link 2 most of the time. And both effects hard once a turn. You can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Immediately after this effect resolves, Link summon a Dark Link monster using only that monster and this monster you control as materials. And then if this card on the field is destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can target 1 Fiend monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So both the Link monsters adding back to your hand, which is solid. And then we move to Hakai Suoshin Raigu. A Link 4 Dark Fiend Link effect monster with 3000 attack. It has the Saryuja arrows, so 1 up and then all 3 of the down arrows. Takes any 2 monsters, including a Link monster. That's actually generic. Whoa. This doesn't even take like Hakai monsters, so this could just be a playable card. Interesting. And all 3 of its effects are hard once returns. First effect. If a card or cards on the field is destroyed by a card effect other than his own, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. Okay. Not crazy, but okay. When another monster is destroyed by battle, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. Okay. And then during the end phase, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. So this is really interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen a card quite like this. Just that repetitive does the same thing, but when that same I guess Dark Arm Dragon is like the best example I can have of this, but this has specific things to trigger it, whereas Dark Arm Dragon could just like, if you're able to get on the board, then you already had 3 Darks engraved, so you could just pop 3 cards. This is really interesting. I think it's super interesting because he's like super easy to make like off your opponent's stuff. So if you're able to pop anything, it's any card on the field, so you can pop, if you pop even your own stuff as part of your combo while he's on the field, pop a card. Well, you could beat over something. He's 3,000 attack. You can pretty much get over anything. Destroy by battle. Target another card on the field. Destroy it. This is any card on the field, which actually is pretty good as well. It's not just face up. It's not just monsters. It's anything on the field, which is really nice. And then just on the end phase, pop something. So you don't even have to like proactively go after your opponent to break stuff. If you can't get over them by battle, or they have some battle trap, whatever, you still get to pop something on the end phase for free that outs floodgates, certain stuff like that, which is pretty spicy. I like this card a lot. I like all these guys. I think all three of them are pretty good. He's weird. He's a weird boss monster, but he pops 3 cards a turn, possibly. He like pops at least 1, at the bare minimum 1, which is good in and of itself. Wow, okay. So let's move to the spells. We have the Shackles of Solo, a normal spell card. Suo? I don't know. You can only use both of the effects once per turn each. Okay. First effect says you can add 1 Hakai card from your deck to your hand. Oh my gosh. Wow, is this going to be like a legitimate deck? They really have some strong pieces. They have a Rhoda. Add any Hakai card, spell, trap, or monster. If this set card is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon 1 Hakai monster straight from your deck. Nice. What I like about this as well... Wait. Like, you look at, like, Hakai Doji Reikia, this card, his effect literally just says pop 1 card you control. So you just pop it. If you, like, open 2 of the Rhoda, you search 1, and then you pop the other to special straight from deck. That's pretty cool, and that's a quick effect, so you can set 1 and even do it on your opponent's turn. 2, this card also pops it as well. So just you can just be a different combo piece otherwise, and both effects can be used once per turn each. So you can search once with 1 copy, and then pop the other copy, which is pretty cool. Like, these guys add back to hand. It's a Fiend. This guy targets any Fiend. Both of them. So if you do play any other Fiends in the deck, you can add those back as well. All right, let's keep moving. We've got Whale of the Hakai Sheen, a continuous spell card. Both effects it has are hard ones per turns each. If you link summon a Hakai Link monster, you can target 1 card on the field. Destroy it. Okay. I mean, your basic combo is going through stuff. This is kind of like a Harpies hunting ground kind of effect. If this set card is destroyed by a card effect, special summon a Hakai monster from your deck. Okay. Classic. Like, I like that. I like that dichotomy for them. Then we have Hakai Homily. Normal trap with 2 hard ones per turns. Target 1 Hakai monster you control and 1 card on the field to destroy both of those cards. I actually kind of like that effect. It's actual disruption for your opponent, but also counting as like an engine piece, sort of, because if you're popping a Hakai monster, you're probably getting a plus off of that as well, which is pretty cool. You're replacing it at least. And then if this set card is destroyed by a card effect, special summon a Hakai monster from your deck. Same thing, really cool. It just, like, even if this ends up being a semi-back row heavy deck, it just dissuades your opponent from ever playing, like, back row hate against you, and then their side deck might be the useless, which could be a very strong asset for this deck. Then we have Hakai Dual Dirge, a normal trap card with 2 hard ones per turns. One says special summon 1 Hakai monster from your hand or graveyard, and then if this set card is destroyed by a card effect, special summon a Hakai monster from your deck. Really love it. Seriously love it. The artifact engine might have some utility in here. If you play like Artifact Ignition, could be really strong. And you pop a lot of your own cards, even if you draw. It's kind of like the same synergy with Evil Eyes, how Sergio's able to pop your own stuff, which usually is a drawback, but with some of the artifacts, you brick on them, but you're not really bricking on them because you're able to pop them, bring them out, which is pretty cool. This kind of has that same feel to it. I really like it. Okay, I think this is a really cool deck. There's a really cool base. Maybe we'll see more support, maybe we won't. I think maybe we might need more main deck monsters. I mean, for consistency, all we're looking at is these 2 level 3 guys and the Rhoda. So you've got 9 copies, which is still decent, but like you get ashed on this and you don't have a monster in hand, you kind of just like pass. I don't think you really do much. So I definitely think hopefully down the line we would get like a wind and an earth one, finish off the elemental attributes, but we'll see. Guys, I think this is a really strong base though. Let me know what you think about this archetype, if it's good, if it's bad, if it's cool. I'm really interested in it either way. So let me know. And thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. And get pumped for Chaos Impact. I know like we're still a month away from Rising Rampage, but damn, like Chaos Impact already getting me hyped as hell. Ay. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm out. Peace.